Hey, what's up, everybody? My name is Danny Kalula, and today I'm sitting here with Priscilla, who is on the admission teams here at Sandstone Care. And today we're going to have a short conversation with Priscilla about why she works here, why she works in this industry, and how she inspires and empowers change. So, Priscilla, thanks for coming and hanging out with us today. This is your first Facebook Live you've ever done. So she feels the fear, she feels the bug. So if you're watching, give her some thumbs up and some love. But Priscilla, why don't you explain what you do here, what your role is here at Sandstone Care?
Yeah, so my name is Priscilla, and I'm the admissions coordinator, part of a team of 4 or 5 at Sandstone Care. And what we do is we support the family on the front ends when they call in to inquire about our program or any other questions that they may have about substance use or mental health or behavioral issues.
Love it. So you're that first, your team are that first line of contact when somebody finally gets the courage to pick up and call and really inquire about resources, right?
Yes.
That's you guys.
Yes.
So, there's a lot of jobs you could be doing, and you chose Sandstone Care. And to be honest, this girl's very passionate about what she does. So you'll catch that throughout this. But what impact do you want to make in this industry? Why did you choose this industry? What means most to you when you do this?
Yeah, so I myself am in recovery for about 5 years now, and I didn't have the experience of going through substance use treatment or anything like that, but I obviously had my own experience of getting through that. Mm-hmm. When I found Sandstone, I had been through a lot of other jobs where it was a clock in and clock out type of deal. There wasn't much follow through with clients that I was working with, and something was missing. I wasn't very proud of the work I was doing, and I spent a whole year trying to look for a job that would feel meaningful.
Right.
Which I finally did here at Sandstone in my first interview, actually. And I remember when they spoke about core values and what their mission was, and I said, that's very nice to hear. Mm-hmm. I hope I see that, and I actually do. Day to day, I see they do what they say they do, and they mean it. I remember one time, my first week here, I went over to the program director and I said, oh my God, they're doing group in there. It's really happening. Because that actually wasn't happening where I was working. So it was really nice to see. And the best part of it is to see the front end of it. And then when they graduate, to see, to hear the stories of how they got in is just, I always cry. So.
Yeah, I can tell you're emotional about the work you do. And you really carry it from a deep spot in your heart. And this means a lot to you. And when you find somebody like this where it means a lot to them, man, that's a great thing, because we love people like you that care about what they do every day. Yeah. As far as before you got to Sandstone Care, what's a little bit of your background? So you're in recovery, you said.
Yep. I struggled with, substance use, alcohol, when I was about 13, and I had no choice but to get sober, kind of, when I was about 21. And it's been a rough ride, but it's good. I mean, it's way better than it was. And I, professionally have been, I study psychology, of course, and did the whole master thing and everything, and wanted to help people. But I found a way to help people without being completely involved in their lives.
I love it.
And trying to just be a guide to that process.
I love it. So your past is you also had a history of substance abuse. You also overcame that history of substance abuse, and now you're in a role to serve people literally on the front line. You're the Calvary of Sandstone Care, because you're getting that very first phone call to value, to empower, to really accept somebody for where they're at and where they're at in this process. And what I love about what you said is you carry a lot of integrity in your role. You don't necessarily, just because somebody calls you, it doesn't mean that they're going to be coming to Sandstone Care, right?
Right.
Explain a little bit more about that.
Yeah, so if anybody calls Sandstone Care, I'm not looking to, and hopefully, the team works this way. We don't look for them or look at ways for them to come to our program and how they can fit us. We're looking more for, and this is why we connect with other people, because our program isn't for everybody.
Totally.
And there's other great programs out there that we can connect people with. And if we can just make sure that everybody gets the right treatment, that would be amazing.
Yeah, so it's more important to you that you hear the situation, you hear what's going on, how old somebody is, what issues they're having, where they're at in the process. Go over some like discovery questions you ask when somebody calls. Like, how do you get to the bottom of that?
Right. So typically, parents call very stressed out and not really knowing what's going on. And the first thing is, can I get an assessment? And I'm like, oh, okay, well, we need to slow down a little bit.
And you mean that meaning I want to get you to the right place.
I want to get to know you and get to know what's going on in order for me to give the right recommendation.
Yeah.
So just asking, age, what's going on in the family, and then figuring out if we can assist them in an assessment or just make a direct referral. And when we make a referral, we don't want to just give them like a mainline number.
Yeah.
It's more of I've already talked to this person, this is their situation, and take care of them. And then, if it makes sense, they can step down or continue their journey elsewhere, but want to make sure that they really get connected.
I love that. And you spend time getting to know other programs. Sandstone plays amazingly well with other programs because you guys are happy to say this person is ideally a great fit for you and maybe not a great fit for us.
Right.
And again, that word is integrity. You have an intense amount of integrity and you really care about what you do, and I love that about you. So how do you uniquely serve your clients? We did talk a little bit earlier about this, and this is really one of your passions is really making sure that you honor them and get them to the right spot, right?
Right. So it's more just listening and being there for parents, mostly, especially moms, when they call in. They call in typically with feeling really empowered that they did and give all this information, and the moment that you ask them, how are you doing? It all falls apart. And all you have to be is on the phone. Like, just stay there breathing and knowing that, you're there.
And know that, and for any parent watching, I mean, that's pretty normal.
Yeah, that is, I mean, it took courage just to call in.
Totally.
And what we do is we check in, even if we didn't connect fully that one time. We'll say, okay, you're not ready, that's okay. We'll connect you with outside resources, and we'll check in. And then when we check in, it's an amazing experience for the team and the parent because we actually followed up. We did what we said we were going to do, and it feels good for us because we're following up with people and not just looking to see who we can get in and things like that.
Totally.
Like, for example, I recently just had a conversation where the mom was like, I don't believe in coincidences, but you called me at the right time. And obviously I had nothing to do with that. I just called at the right time. And that was really powerful for her. So that's really good.
I love that. So if you're a parent right now watching this, or a loved one or a teen or anybody that might benefit from this style of care here at Sandstone and might want to reach out to Priscilla, you can visit sandstonecare.com at any time. The number's always right at the top for you to have a phone call conversation and figure out if it is a good fit, because we don't want people hurting for long. That's why we do this. We want to give you some information about the program, about the people behind the scenes, so that we may limit the pain that you go through, because we validate your pain. It's not fun to go through that, and it may not be happening to friends or family, or it may not be happening in their immediate circle, but we validate it's happening, and we want you to be able to reach somebody that's going to really embrace you, value that conversation, and point you in the right direction. So how did you end up working with the Sandstone Care team? I love this story. You did some serious job dating, right?
Yeah, I did a lot of interviews. I was exhausted.
You did like a year-long interview
I did do
track,
a year-long,
right?
Yep.
You were unhappy where you were because it wasn't fulfilling to you, and you were really searching for somewhere that matched your integrity, right?
Yeah, because I always seem to be fighting with the man, if that makes sense.
Totally.
And so that wasn't very productive. So yeah, I told myself in 2017 I was going to find my dream job, and this was going to be it. And I even told my mom, I said, I have to do this. I don't know any other way. And she said, all you have to do is collect your paycheck and go home. I'm like, I can't live this way.
No, it's more important because you've done that, and you end up finding you weren't fulfilled.
Right.
So what brought you here? Like what really happened?
So once I finally found Sandstone, I interviewed, and they threw me through the hoops.
Because they do, right? It's pretty intensive.
They do about 4 to 5 interviews, and they are very thorough, which I really appreciated. And yeah, every time I had an interaction with one of the employees or one of the supervisors, it was just like, it was mind-blowing. I couldn't believe it. I thought it was, I was like, well, I'll believe it when I see it, and I saw it. It was right there.
Because how long have you been here now?
A year. I just had my 1 year, and it feels like a lot more because
Right.
I feel so at home, and I'm very protective and passionate about Sandstone, as we all are, and the culture here is very important to
I
maintain.
love that, because I remember talking to you the other day, and you said that before this, you didn't even know what that word was.
Right.
Culture.
Right.
It wasn't even in your...
It-
you knew it was a vocabulary
Right.
word, but for you haven't had the chance, or let's be honest, the life experience to really formulate what that means. And what have you really found it means here?
Yeah, here, it means being transparent and being vulnerable, not only with our clients, but with the employees ourselves, like the whole team. It's not my team, it's our team.
Right.
It's not me, it's we. And really hounding on those characteristics, just like it's all a conversation, collaboration. It's not unilateral decisions. Everything is explained. They don't hide secrets. You know why there's a regulation, there's a reason behind it. Everything just makes sense.
So you would say this is an organization that understands that if their people are healthy, then the organization is healthy.
So much support for employees as well.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that from you, from having that conversation with you. So how do you really inspire and empower change? We see this today behind us. Inspire, empower change. And we've heard a lot from you about how you inspire change and empower change, and a lot of it integrity. But what else can you see you really kind of, in this industry, really want to inspire and empower with?
Yeah, I think personally I want to empower parents.
I love it.
To really educate themselves as to what's going on out there.
Yes.
And if we can provide that knowledge, that's great. Empower them to make the big decisions, the difficult decisions with their kids.
Yes.
And I say parents, but there's also spouses and all that. But family members really putting their foot down and saying, this is, you need to do this, or this is another route we can go. And sometimes the person that calls is defeated already and has tried, and this is the 20th time they're calling someplace. So I really want to, it's difficult every time, every time you call back. So yeah.
I love that, and you really want to just value that. And that's the theme you're hearing this whole time, and I've gotten the chance to know Priscilla really well throughout this process, which is amazing to really get to know you on that level. But she's here to help. And whenever you reach out to Sandstone Care to have a conversation, even if you're ready to just explore, or, let's be honest, this could reach anybody. Maybe you're a family member or a loved one, and you are an advocate for that family. Has that ever happened?
Yeah.
And somebody calls and they're like, hey, can you let me know a little bit about it? Because I want to work with my friends.
Yeah, or like I want just more information so I can present it to them, or preparing something for them. So that would be, anything we can do, really. It doesn't matter what it is. We can help out.
Because when you dial the number, you're going to get Priscilla or one of her teammates. They're all in the same room upstairs. They're going to answer that phone call, and they're really going to honor you with what you're going through, because they know it's hard. So if you want to find out more about Sandstone Care, you can visit Sandstone Care at www.sandstonecare.com. All information is there. There's some great blogs, some great resources. If you like today's content, if this was inspiring and empowering to you, and Priscilla did a great job, so let's all give her a round of applause.
I'll give myself
Or, you're proud of Priscilla and the job she did, then there's one way you can help us get this message to more people that could be hurting right now, and that is to click the share button and get this information out there. Because we do this because we want to get to the feed of somebody that's hurting so that they can see there's an option in their life for what they're going through. And if you haven't already, make sure you comment and say hi to Priscilla. Let her know you stopped by. Let her know you support her. And let her know she did a great job, because she did a wonderful job today.
All right, thank you.
So that was Sandstone's Care, Inspire and Empower Change. And stay tuned, because there will be more live episodes coming soon.